This is the hard truth that most men think about and have seen. And it's a hard truth. It's a hard truth. But let me tell you guys this. I remember growing up, going to high school. So I went to a predominantly, black high school. Probably like 95% black, 96% black. So you see a lot. You see a lot of things. I was never the cool kid. I was never the popular one. I never had all, the women on my side or here or there. And of course, I was always a shy kid, just played baseball, had my group of friends, stayed out my way. I dated a few women back then, but nothing to scream about. It was nothing to scream about. I wasn't a complete, outcast or loser or anything like that, but I was just going under the radar, just doing, the minimum. And then you would see people in your school who maybe crash outs, people who it was like, okay, you might be up right now, but you're gonna crash out, we know. And there's people who you never thought would crash out, who you thought that would be the celebrities, the best thing ever. You just never know. But the reality of a man is most men peak at the age of 25. So what do I mean by that? What do I mean by most men peak at 25? At 25, see, that's when life is going great. You're making some money, you're in good shape, you found your job, you're out of college, you got your, first, second, third girlfriend, whatever. You just living a nice life. You're young, you got a little bit of muscles, you've been doing a little bit in the gym. You just got enough to say, I'm in my looks prime. I may not have the money yet, but I'm in my looks prime. And it's the trap for most men. Simply because after 25, guess what happens? They don't really put the work in anymore. They don't stay extra hours at their shift. They don't actually put the work in their side hustle. They stop studying. They stop learning. They get settled down with a girl that they might not even like anymore. Or they might not have feelings with yet. Or they might get that girl knocked up. And we've seen that story before. As a man, the age 25 is such a big trap because it's in between your sexual prime, as far as being attractive to a lot of women physically, and if you put the work in, you can be a goat, which will turn 30, 35 plus. You can really reach your potential once you hit 30, 35. But most men fail. Why is that? Why do most men fall off after 25? Mainly because they're inconsistent. They probably went through a heartbreak, got some money, lost some money. They probably went through tragedy. And they probably just lost that vigor, lost that edge, and they became inconsistent. Because when they were 25, they was working out 3, 4 times a week. They was playing basketball. They was going out, traveling, spring break, things like that. They was going here, there, traveling, doing amazing things in their life. But what happened? What slowed them down? Inconsistencies. Just not having that standard routine to go on throughout their whole entire life. Because once you hit 25, yes, you're at your energy peak, you're making money, but what happens when things kind of slow up a little bit? What happens when the economy hits you and you can't travel as much? You got to stay down. You can't spend the money you used to spending because the economy's hit, everybody's fucked. Guess what? You're fucked. So now you got to pivot. And most guys don't have that pivot. Most guys can't pivot because their mind was focused on one thing. And that's just, maybe getting girls, getting sex, going out, partying, working a job, then going out the weekends and partying, not putting in the extra hours, not putting in the overtime, not putting in the overtime in the gym. They just did enough. And truly, they just wasn't consistent with putting in the hard work. They wasn't consistent enough putting in the things they didn't want to do. They wasn't consistent with their side hustle. They wasn't consistent in the gym. They wasn't consistent with the nutrition. So yes, at 25, you can get away with that. The bad nutrition, the inconsistent gym, inconsistent work, all that. But by 30, by 35, you're inconsistent in one area, you're gonna crumble. If you're lacking in one area, you're gonna crumble. So it's very important. Money, getting in shape, eating healthy, being active, being social. You need all these things to be consistent, to be successful as you age. You need all of these things to be successful. You need all these things to be consistent as you age. And what's next? Okay, we got inconsistency. We got, okay, you've been inconsistent, so what else is holding them back? They living off weekend highs. You living off going to the club on weekends, doing this on weekends, going on dates, this and that, and running around. You have no structure. Remember, no structure means no results. So if you don't have a daily structure for your life, when you're 25, 26, 27, 28, once you turn 30, 35, 40, what do you think you're going to have then? Like, you're not magically just going to have a structure by yourself. You're not magically going to be disciplined, consistent by yourself. You're going to need somebody to kick you in the ass to get there. And some people, they lose it all before they get there. Some people lose everything. They get divorced, they lose their kids, they lose everything before something slaps in the head and says, I gotta go harder. But at 25 to 29, they was just living life, going through the flow, going through the motion, until life caught up with them. And guess what now? They're scrambling. At 30, they're scrambling. At 35, they're scrambling. They're trying to figure life out again. They're trying to reinvent themselves again. When if they would have just had a structure and a plan and just a roadmap of how to stay consistent and max out their stats, when life gets tough, they wouldn't be in this position. If he didn't stop working out, if he didn't stop eating healthy, if he didn't let himself go, he would have been in a better position right now if he didn't let himself go. We gotta find out, why did he let himself go? Did he get married? Did he have kids? Was his job too stressful? Did he not have enough time? I've heard it all. Even some of my clients have told me those same things. I've heard it all. And I call bullshit every single time I hear it. Because as a man, you can never let yourself go. You can't never let yourself go. And once you get off that structure and let yourself go, you'll just be average. No structure means no results. After having no structure and no results, the other biggest thing is you just feel guilty. Yeah, you wasted away your 20s partying, drinking, smoking. Even I did it. I was in the college, 18, 19, 20, doing literally dabs out of a fucking bong. If you guys know what dabs are, those are part. Oh, I swear they're not good for you. But it's like THC wax, like pure THC wax. I mean, I think it's pure. So I don't know. Maybe it's healthy. Maybe I don't know. But I did a lot of that back then. A lot of smoking, a lot of drinking, a lot of harm to my body. Harm to my body that I'm going to have to pay for eventually. But that's the only thing I did. But other than that, at one point I felt guilty about myself too. I felt like after I graduated college, I was like, okay, I graduated, but fuck, I don't have no money. I'm in debt, 10 grand, I have no money. Fuck, I got this sales job. I don't like it, but okay. I work in 6 days a week. I'm just struggling out of college, struggling. And I feel guilty because I was like, man, if only I just worked out sooner. If only I just locked in on my nutrition sooner. If only I just took my baseball career more serious. Where would I have been if I took my career, my life more serious when I was 18 to 21? So I almost peaked at 18. I'm talking about many guys peaking at 25. I almost peaked at 18. I was on the baseball team playing college baseball. Life was great. I almost peaked at 18. After that, I feel guilty for years. When I was 24, 25, 26, I was doing nothing really. I didn't start my business fully until 26. And before that, I was working in the gym, doing job. I was living just like I'm telling you guys. How most guys live. A dead-end job, making this, getting told what to do, having an average girlfriend back then, not even liking her, she wasn't that attractive, being around the wrong friend groups, still smoking, still drinking, still going out. I was doing all those things at 24, 25. I felt guilty. I felt shitty. I felt bad about myself that I wasted my 18 to 25 years. I just said, fuck it. I'm going to keep drinking, keep smoking. I'll change. Maybe not. Maybe not. And some of you guys have that same feeling. Some of you guys feel guilty of where you guys are right now. Some of you guys wish you can go back in time, make some different decisions. I wouldn't call it regret, but you know, you're second thinking that, man, if I just took that more serious, man, if I just took my sports career more serious in high school and college, if I just worked out more, if I was just more locked into my nutrition, if I just started that business back then. The thing about time is you'll never get it back. You'll never get time back at all. But the one good thing about time is that you're still breathing, you're still awake, and you're still watching this video. So you still have time to get it right. You still have time to change and get it right and get back on the ball and get back to where you know you need to be. You still have time to do that. That's the good thing about it. It's not too late. It's not too late. So I decided to make this video because many guys I've been talking to, as far as my clients and guys on sales calls, have had this problem where, you know, the younger years, man, they was struggling. They was like, man, I was the man in my younger years, and now I threw it all away. So my mission is to get guys 30 and up, to get them back in their peak physical shape. That's one way to get it back. That's one way to get it back, because your energy is going to suffer if you're out of shape. If you're out of shape, you can't do anything. This is why men peak at 25. Peak testosterone, peak physical shape normally. We got to get you back in shape. We got to get you back on the path, back to the man, back to the physical specimen you used to be. That's the goal. To get back to the man you know you can become. And that's going to take energy. And to get that energy, you have to be in top physical shape.